In the beginning there was nothing. Then God said, "Let there be light," and light filled the void. Still there was nothing, but you could see it a whole lot better. Ellen DeGeneres, American comedian. People have always known that their life depended on light, and many worshipped it for its life-giving properties. Sun worship can be found throughout most of recorded history in various forms. A ray of light comes from a source as a stream of photons, some are visible, some are not, which travel along the same path to a surface that interrupts its progress. The reflected rays that hit our eyes cause vision. In the mid-1600s, Newton proved that a rainbow of colored light rays combine to create white light. When holding a prism in front of a light ray, that light ray separates into the individual colored rays that make up white light. Rainbows appear as the result of the total internal reflection and dispersion of light in raindrops, and dispersion of light on particles in the atmosphere causes the sun to take on a reddish hue during a sunrise or sunset, and colorful glowing skies at dusk and dawn. Optical illusions, on the other hand, are characterized by visually perceived images that differ from objective reality. When light rays are deflected in a convoluted manner, the reflected image is perceived as distorted. The processes of perception routinely alter what humans see. When people view something with a preconceived concept about it, they tend to see those concepts whether or not they are there. The squares A and B represent the alternating dark and light squares on a typical checkboard, or do they? Let's copy square A and slide it down. As you can see, it does not quite match up to the newly surrounded dark squares. Let's take another copy of square A and slide it down again. Now you can see that square A and square B match in both color and shade. By covering everything except the labeled squares, the illusion is dispelled. This checker shadow illusion is an optical illusion published by Edward H. Adelson, professor of vision science at MIT in 1995. It's interesting to note that we are accustomed to perceive an object with upper left-hand lighting applied to it. Notice the circular concave palette on the left and the convex palette on the right. Or is it? Simply rotating this photograph with the upper left-hand lighting by 180 degrees, so the light source appears from the right, our eyes perceive the depressions of the palette as raised surfaces. We will see what we think we are seeing in the way we are conditioned to seeing it. As the convex side of the mask rotates at about midway, there is some visual confusion until the facial features appear. Then your brain perceives the image as changing direction of rotation and presents a convex image again. Initially, you see Charlie Chaplin's face on the outside of the mask. However, as the mask rotates, your visual system refuses to see the inside of the mask as a concave face. Faces are not concave, after all. This amazing illusion was first described by Richard Gregory and demonstrates the astonishing power of previous experience in vision. This movie was adapted and quoted in part from Richard Gregory and can be seen in full at www.youramazingbrain.org.uk. Associations influence how the world is perceived. For example, one classic psychological experiment showed slower reaction times and less accurate answers when a deck of playing cards had the color of the suit symbol for the cards reversed: red spades, red clubs, black diamonds, and black hearts. Changing preconceived certainties will cause confusion and doubt in the minds of the audience. Over 80% of the information we receive is visual. People will consciously or subconsciously associate light qualities with personal or cultural experience. In any production, from fine art to video games, lighting creates effects that can be changed at will to match the mood of the action. At its most basic, lighting functions make the characters and their environments visible to the audience, but it is also used to evoke the appropriate mood, indicate time of day and location, shift emphasis from one area to the other, reinforce the style of the production, make objects on the screen appear flat or three-dimensional, and blend the visual elements on the screen into a unified whole. The intensity of light references how direct and close the source of light is to its target. Everything in range from the faintest dim of glow to the most blinding glare can be created with lighting. The form of light may vary from a sharply defined beam that casts dramatic shadows to a soft, unfocused glow. The direction of light refers to the angle at which light rays strike an object and then subsequently bounce off, revealing, concealing, or distorting surface properties of the object. The animation of light is its change over time. When the intensity, color, and distribution of light is noticeably altered over time, it is always an attention grabber. The temperature of light refers to the dominance of red or blue light rays. The dominance of blue rays creates cool lighting, and the dominance of red light rays creates warm lighting. Color refers to various specific visible light rays. The color an object appears to be is determined by the color of the light rays reflected from it. Combining light rays is considered additive color theory because you add the various rays to ultimately achieve white light. Artists combine colored pigments to create various hues. This is considered subtractive color theory because you progressively take away the whiteness and ultimately achieve its opposite, black. Of all the qualities of light listed here, color is by far the most formally studied and utilized since ancient times. It is clear from the pictographs found in ancient caves that color was significant and associative to the people of those times, or else why would they take so much effort in finding pigments and stains to colorize their primitive drawings?